Students, how are you all? I hope you all are well. I hope you have done and completed the homework of last exercise. Now today we are going to continue our chapter with our next exercise. Our next exercise is exercise number 1.6, that is about the rounding of numbers. So before solving the exercise, let us have a look on the concepts that are needed. Okay, have a look.
So let us revise the concepts that are needed for solving our exercise number 1.6, that is about the rounding off. As I have taught you earlier also, that rounding off means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. The result that comes out in rounding off is less accurate, but it is easier to use. Rounding off can be done by three methods, that is to the nearest 10, nearest 100 and nearest 1000. Let us take a look once again one by one with the help of examples. The example 1 here is about the rounding off to nearest tens. Now how can we round off to nearest tens? For this we have to follow the certain steps. The step number 1 is mark the periods and places. Second step is identify the place to be rounded off. Third is check the number just on the right side of the place to be rounded off. If it is 5 or more, the number is rounded off to the next 10. However, if it is less than 5, then the digit in the tens place does not change and the digit in the ones place becomes 0. So take a look at the example 1. First of all, what we have done here, we have taken the digit as 42868. Now we need to round it off to nearest tens. For rounding off to nearest 10, first of all we have marked the periods and places as ones, tens, 100, 1000 and 10,000. Secondly, we have identified the place to be rounded. The place here which we need to round is the tens place, that is 6 here, which is shown by the red color. After that, now we have to check the number on the right side to the place to the rounded off. Like if we want to round off to nearest tens, we just need to check to the ones place. Now if the ones place is more than 5, then it will be the rounded off to next 10, and if ones place is less than 5, then it will be become 0 and tens place will remain same. So like here 42868, the ones place has 8 in it. Now since 8 is greater than 5, so we will put a 0 over the ones place and we will add 1 to the 6 so that it will become 7. So 68 will be rounded off to 70 and our final round off comes out to be 42870. However, in example 2, if we look at the ones place, the ones place has 3 in it. So 3 is less than 5. So in that case, the ones place becomes 0 and there is no change in the tens place. So 20733, if we round it off to the nearest tens, it will remain as 20730. Okay, so the rule is clear to you. You just have to look at the ones place and tens place while rounding off to nearest tens. If the ones place is less than 5, then the ones place will become 0 and tens place remains same. However, if the ones place is more than 5, then ones place becomes 0 and you have to add 1 to tens place and then it will be rounded off to the next number. Okay, so this is the rule for rounding off to nearest tens. However, if we talk about rounding off to nearest 100, the rules will remain same here. Let us take a look on rounding off to nearest 100. Now this example is showing the rounding off to nearest 100. So as usual, first what we need to do, we need to mark the periods and places. Then secondly, we need to identify the places to be rounded off. In the third step, what we need to do, we just need to check the number formed by the digits just on the right of the place to be rounded off. Now if it is 50 or more, then the number is rounded off to the next 100. However, if it is less than 15, then the 100 digit does not change and the digit in the ones and tens place becomes 0. Now take a look at the example here. The number is 825679. So if we mark the periods and places, it can be shown that on the ones place there is 9, on the tens place there is 7, on the 100 place there is 6, on the 1000 place there is 5, on the 10,000 place there is 2 and on the lakhs place there is 8. Now which place we need to round off? We need to round off to nearest 100. So on 100 place there is 6. So we just need to look at 679 only. Now take a look at the extreme right side of the 100 place, that is the tens and ones place. Now the tens and ones place has 79 in it, that is 79. So 79 is obviously more than 50. Now in that case, if it is more than 50, what we need to do? We need to put a 0 in the ones and tens place, and 100 place will be rounded off to the next 100, so that we will add 1 to 6 and it will become 7. So the round off of 825679 will be 825700. Similarly, in the next example, if we look closely at the 100 tens and ones place, the digits here are 3, 4, 2. Now at the tens and ones place there is 42. Now 42 is less than 50. Then what we need to do? We need to just put a 0 at the tens and ones place, and 100 place will remain same. So the round off of 685342 will become 685300. So in this way you can directly round off the numbers to the nearest 100. Now take a look at the rounding off to the nearest 1000. If we talk about the nearest 1000, as usual the step 1 and 2 will remain same. That is, first of all you need to mark the periods and places, and secondly you need to identify the places to be rounded off. After identify, what you need to do? You just need to look at the 1000, 100, tens and ones place. Now since we have identified the 1000 places rounded off, so the first look that we need to look here is on the 100, tens and ones place. Now if the digits on the right of the place to be rounded off is 500 or more, then the number is rounded off to next 1000. However, if it is less than 500, then the 1000 digit does not change and the digit in the ones, tens and 100 place becomes 0. Likewise, see the example number 1 here. The digits here are 786, 736. So if we identify the place which is rounded off is the 6 that is written on the 1000 place. So we need to look at the right side of the 6, that is at the 100 tens and ones position. Now at the 100 tens and ones position there is 736. So obviously 736 is more than 500. Since it is more than 500, then what we need to do? The 1000 place will be rounded off to the next 1000. It means that you just need to add 1 to the 6 and you will get the answer as 7, and 100 tens and ones place will become 0. So the round off of 786, 736 will be 787000. However, in the example 2, if we look at the digits are 235, 266. If we want to identify the place, here the place that is need to be rounded off is the 1000 place that has 5 in it. So look at the right side of the 5. At the 100 tens and ones position the digits are 266. Now 266 is less than 500. So in that case 100 tens and ones place will become 0, whereas the thousands place will become same. So 235, 266, if we round it off, the answer comes out to be 235000. So in this way you can round off to the nearest thousands as well. So the rules for rounding off to the nearest tens, 100 or thousands is same. Just you have to keep in mind that which place is to be rounded off and what are the digits beyond that place. Okay. So I think now we are ready to solve our exercise number 1.6. So let's start. So the first question here is round the given numbers to nearest 10. Now what we have to do? We have to round off the given numbers. The first part here is 63. So as I have taught you, for the first step in rounding off is always, first of all you just have to mark the periods. So let us mark the periods of 63. 3 lies on the ones place and 6 lies on the tens place. Second step is identify the place which is to be rounded off. So here we want to round off the place that is the tens place. Okay. So according to rule, now what we have to do? We have to look at the next place which is to be rounded off. So what we need to do? We'll just need to look at the ones place here. Now the ones place has 3 in it. Since 3 is less than 5, if the number is less than 5, then the ones place will become 0 and the tens place will remain same. So the round off for 63 will be 60. In this way you can round off the next numbers, that is 7552, that is for homework, and 9523, that is for homework. What you need to do? You need to first of all write it properly in a place value chart and have to identify the place which is needed to be rounded off and have to look at the ones place. If it is less than 5, then you just put a 0 in the ones place and tens place remains same. And if it is more than 5, then what will happen? You just need to put a 0 on the ones place and add 1 to the tens place. In this way you can round off the numbers to the nearest 10. The next part is round off the given numbers to the nearest 1000. Now for rounding off the given number to the nearest 100, what we need to do? We need to first of all mark the periods. So let us mark the periods as ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000. Second step is need to identify the place. Since we need to round off to the nearest 100, we need to identify that which is the place. So here we need to identify the place, and on the 100 place there is 5. The next step is you have to look at the next place, that is the tens and ones place. If the digits are less than 50 or more than 50, then you will go further. Now if you will look at the ones and tens place, you will find that there is 8 and 9, that is 89. Since 89 is more than 50, now in that case what will happen? In that case you will just put a 0 at ones and tens place and add 1 to 5. So 5 will become 6 and your round off answer will become 32600. Okay. So similarly you can do our next question, that is 63214 and 478965, that is meant for your homework. So what you need to do, just write properly into the place value chart, and after writing them into the place value chart, what you need to do, you just need to identify the place which is to be rounded off, and after that you just need to look at the ones and tens place. If it is more than 50, then put a 0 over here and add 1 to it. If it is less than 50, then put a 0 at ones and tens place and 2, and this digit on the 100 place will remain same. In this way you can continue with the question number 2. The next question is round off to the nearest 1000. What you have to do here? You have to round off the given number to the nearest 1000. The part A is 63254. So first of all let us mark the periods ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 and write the number over here as 63254. Next is identify the place to be rounded off. So the place to be rounded off here is 3, that is on the 1000 place. Now after identifying the place to be rounded off, move at the next places, that is 100, tens and ones, and look at the value written here. If the value is more than or less than 500, then you have to take the next step. Now you can see that 254 is here, which is less than 500. So in that case what will happen? Ones, tens and 100 place will become 0 and 63 will remain same. So the round off will become 63000. However, if it will be more than 500, then what will happen? These places will become 0 and you have to add 1 to this 3. Okay. So all the round off depends on the places and their values that is written over here. Now if you talk about the part B and part C that are meant for your homework, the part B has the digits 965023 and part C has the digits 741236. So complete these two parts in your homework. Moving on to question number 4. Question number 4 says that some numbers cannot be rounded off as a number with facts and times. Write yes or no. Actually in real life there are certain numbers which cannot be rounded off. It means that the number which have time in it and which has facts in it, the facts cannot be changed and time cannot be changed. So we cannot round off to that numbers. So let us have a look at them. A part, human body has 206 bones. Can it be rounded off to nearest 100? Now it has 206 bones. This is a fact. If you will round off to nearest 100, it will become 200. Now means that 6 bones are left, so we cannot say that we can round off to 106 to 6 because it is a fact and it cannot be changed. So we can write the answer here as no. Okay. Moving on to the B part. The B part says that school begins at 8 am. Can it be rounded off to nearest tens? If we round off 8 am to nearest tens, it will become 10 am. Then according to the fact, it will become that school begins at 10 am, which is not possible. So this is a fact of time and it cannot be changed. So what we do, we just write a big no here. Moving on to the third part. 25 children went to circus. Can it be rounded off to nearest tens? Now if we round off 25 children to nearest tens, what they become? They will again become 30. However, it is a fact that 25 children have went. Then where from the 5 children come? So we cannot change the number of children. If 25 are went, then 25 will be counted. We cannot say 30 is there or 20 is there. So again this is a fact here. So it cannot be changed and it cannot be rounded off. So we can write our answer as no here. Okay. So it completes our exercise number 1.6. Now it's your turn. You have to complete your homework and do the questions that I have given you in your homework. Okay, and if you have any query, you are free to ask on our school email ID that you already know, that is vpbshakarpuronlineclasses@gmail.com. So see you in the next session with next exercise. Till then, keep practicing and complete your homework. Bye.